So this is, of course, Popeye. And this may be, I'm not sure, but this may be the first Mezco figure I ever bought. And it's definitely one of my favorite. Now, what's interesting about this Popeye is that face, because it's much more realistic than the cartoon Popeye. Um, so there's, of course, the cartoon Popeye, and it kind of shows the way Mezco likes to do its own thing. He's got the spinach, the pipe, which is removable, and his hat. And you can pull the hat off. There's his bald head. And it's held on by a magnet, so I could flip him upside down, and it remains on. This is a really nice figure. And then, of course, we have here Bluto. Let me show you on the website. So there's Popeye, and if you note on there, Popeye's got white pants, and my Popeye has blue pants. So it's a little bit different. And let's see. So Popeye also, the little sash here is a different color. Hat's a bit different color. The reason is because this Popeye is not from this box. This is the original Popeye I got. And then when they came out with Bluto, it was the Stormy, let me see, the Bluto and Popeye Stormy Seas Ahead Deluxe box set. So there is another Popeye who's still in the box with the white pants. I didn't see a reason to have two Popeyes out there, so I went with just one. And so if you look here, this is clearly the Fleischer Popeye. I'm sorry, Bluto. And this is Mezco's own thing. It's clearly Bluto, but he's looking pretty jacked. And so there's definitely some differences here between this Bluto and the Fleischer Bluto. And I could show you more images of the Fleischer Bluto. So he's rather well. Depending upon the era, his physique can be quite different. But there he's got the mustard colored pants and the black shirt. Here he's got a white shirt underneath, and I like that. I like that they did that. I think that is a very cool look to it. And then there were other times when Bluto was in a bit better shape. And here he's got, there he's in his Navy uniform, and he's got the V-taper. So it depends on the era, but this one is definitely jacked. Also, well, I guess his dimensions are always, he's all upper body with very short legs. Yeah. The coloring definitely looks like the old Fleischer, but he doesn't have the big yellow buttons. The belt is black rather than blue, but again, Mezco tends to do its own thing. They're not really bound by a different look. So here's Bluto. One of the big differences that I noticed that actually I'm not a big fan of is that the Bluto in the Fleischer cartoons, the beard just kind of went around his mouth, whereas here it's like a full beard. And I actually think that if they had just gone with that, it would have looked better. So some decisions I liked. The white shirt underneath I like. So they don't even show it in here, the white shirt underneath. The hat, again, is magnetic. I'm not sure. Does he have a widow's peak? I feel like that's just kind of a crop of hair hanging down. But here it looks more like a widow's peak. I do like that face, though. Now, I will admit that the face here and the face here, this does look more comic bookish, more cartoonish. This one looks more realistic, so I'm not sure that the two of them actually feel like they belong together in the same universe. But I think this is a very popular character. They first came out with the Popeye, and I think that one was perhaps more popular than they anticipated, so they decided to go with the Bluto figure also. And they actually, Mezco has a lot of Popeye figures. It's just that they're the different lines. This is the 112, but they also have a lot of Popeye figures in their cheaper lines. So let's see if I go in here, Popeye. So the 112 is only one of their lines. So here you've got their was it 5 point? It's $55 for all these different figures. You get 4 different figures for $55. So this is a lot cheaper, but obviously the level of detail is nowhere near. And then in this case, you have Popeye and Oxheart for $44. I'm not really interested in these figures. I do have other Popeye figures on pre-order, but not from Mezco. These are the ones that I'm interested in because I just think they look really nice and the quality is amazing. When I picked this figure up, you cannot tell, but this is a beast. This is an absolute beast of a figure. It feels like this figure is solid plastic through and through. It is heavy. It is extremely heavy. I love the boots. These boots are big work boots with detailed soles on them. The cargo pants feel really nice. I like the belt. I'm not sure if the belt is removable. I don't ever remove these things. I think this is plastic. I don't think that, no, this is definitely plastic. That's not metal. It would have been cool, but the figure feels heavy, and he's got some absolute monstrous traps on him. I don't think there's any iteration of Bluto where Bluto looked this incredibly muscular. The downside is there is like no articulation. Trying to bend this arm is just about impossible. I tried kind of playing with it at first, but all of the joints in here are super, super hard to move around. So that's what comes with a very dense, heavy figure like this is almost a complete lack of articulation. Even look at the wrist on this. The wrist is enormous on the figure. Popeye's also got some huge wrists, but his are a little bit. His are easier to move around. But Bluto is almost immobile, and as thick and powerful as he is, I feel like I'd have to crank this so hard. I would worry about breaking the figure. So I'm not gonna do anything like that. But these are the Popeye figures. These are the high-end Popeye figures. If you like these, if you're a fan of Popeye, I think a lot of people still, particularly my age, still remember Popeye fondly. And Mezco definitely has figures for different price ranges. So there it is.